Maxo Kream is a trap rapper that I don't know much about, honestly. He's from Texas. He has a few mixtapes out already. I haven't heard them. I should go back and listen to them, honestly. I will do at some point. But I have heard Punken. Punken. Yes. Punken is a solid album. It's a good album. This is a really good album. I don't hear that many trap albums that impact me that much. I mean, the last time a trap album did was Gucci Mane and Metro Boomin's Drop Top Wop, which I thought was the best trap album I heard throughout of the course of 2017. 2 Chainz' album was pretty good too. Didn't love it though, didn't really return to it, but I would return to Drop Top Wop any point and I would still enjoy it because I think that's a really solid trap album. So there's not much trap out that I can say I completely love from back to front all the way through an album, but this might be the closest I have in a long time. Maxo Kream actually is a good lyricist. Like, he spits some really good bars across this album. His flow is really good. He doesn't always have that many interesting things to say. I think he could switch up his content a little bit and say some more exciting things. There are a few tracks where he's talking about, like, you know, the crimes he's been involved in, which I guess if you're into that, that might be good. But it's not really that interesting to me. I'm not a crime guy, you know. You look at me, have I ever committed a crime? And no. So it's not always that interesting to listen to be honest. But the beats are great. His flow is great. It's really good actually. On the second track, where he is just going and going for miles, it's like listening to an Underachievers song where they're just rapping, then they just don't know how to stop. And that second track, like, mate, it's so good. Yeah, arguably I would say that the beat could have switched up on the second track. Like, it really could have done with that, because it could get a little boring. It's a bit like repetitive and incessant because of the same beat, but listening to him rap over this beat, he sounds really good. And Capeesh with Trippie Redd. I'm not a Trippie Redd fan, but I like his wailing on this one. He is just doing some serious Young Thug wailing across this track. And if I like it when Young Thug does it, I can't really argue that Trippie Redd is doing it. It would be a bit hypocritical, but I like him on this song. That is not really that much what it sounds like, but I made it sound really terrible there. But I don't know, it works in the background. I don't know how it works in the background, but it just does. I love Bussdown too. That is a really good trap banger. It's like Bussdown. Yeah, the strongest points of the album do come really early on, especially on the track Work 2. There's a nice little switch up in the beat. Wasn't really like that much of a big switch up, but it works pretty well. And towards the end of the album, there are a few tracks I'm not that into, but most of this album, and I would return to, because I think it does work well as a trap album. It's just with more listens, some of the tracks did wear off a bit on me. Like I said, towards the end, a few tracks weren't as exciting as they were when I first heard it. Love Drugs is a prime example of that. Not really sure about the beat on that song, but I guess it might depend on the mood I'm in. I mean, sometimes a certain point of the day this album will work better than other points, because again, it's not really the most exciting rap music you'll ever hear, but in terms of trap music, I do think it brings more to the table than any other trap album you'll hear, especially with his flow. I think he's got a really good flow, his rapping's good, even his choice of samples too on the track Pop Another, which he's basically talking about drugs here, but he's got a Tame Impala song like sample throughout. It's not that perfect fit. I don't think it's like the best sample he could have used, but the fact that he's used a Tame Impala song I think is actually pretty cool, and it does work fairly well. It's just not the perfect sounding song it could have been. And I really love the beat on Roaches as well. I love the instrumental in the background where it's like do 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 do. It's really good. I love the way it sounds on the song. Yeah, maybe the highlight of this album is Maxo Kream himself, as I've said a few times already. But there are, like, that beat specifically is a solid beat. and as well on Bussdown, Work. You know, the beats are good, but they're just not as good as Maxo Kream. So perhaps on his next album, if he works with slightly better beats, it could be something special. But for now, I'm really liking this. I do think this is a really solid trap album. In terms of trap, you can't go wrong with this. I think this is a solid start to 2018. It's not even 2017, man. It's 2018 for trap music. I could imagine it will have a roller coaster of a year, just like last year. It will be terrible at points, it'll be good. But I'm sure this, by the end of the year, this will be a trap highlight for me. I'm gonna go I'm gonna go B minus on this one. I was gonna go B, but then I thought, you know, some of the tracks wore off for me, so it's dropped down to a B minus. Still worth your time, still a solid album. Better than most trap albums I've heard in a while. Give it a listen. Let me know what you think of this album if you have already given it a listen, and subscribe to the channel for more reviews. Hit the notifications bell thing so you know when I've dropped a new video. And that's it. Share with a friend if you want to. And have a good day. Do have a good day.